Friends, welcome to my workplace at Ranaghat, West Bengal, India. This is a cataract with grade 3 nuclear sclerosis. Let us observe this surgery. This is the main incision with a 2.8 millimeter steel keratome on the posterior aspect of the limbus. And now, in this case, I have decided to use bimanual irrigation aspiration, and so I am using two side ports. These side ports are about 1.2 millimeter in width. And now an air bubble is injected. Beneath this air bubble, trypan blue dye is applied over the anterior capsule. Care is taken to apply the dye over all parts of the anterior capsule, and when the staining is done underneath an air bubble, staining is immediate. The dye is washed out with BSS, and then the anterior chamber is filled up with a viscoelastic substance, and this is 2% hydroxypropyl methyl cellulose. Methyl cellulose is applied over the corneal epithelium for better visibility. And now rhexis with utrata forceps. The utrata forceps itself pierces the capsule, raises a capsular tag, and the tag is guided in such a way that a round opening of about 5.25 millimeter in diameter happens, and this is continuous curvilinear capsular axis, CCC. And then hydrodissection is done. BSS is passed just under the anterior capsular rim at several points. The nucleus is tapped, visco is injected, and now the tip of the phaco handpiece is introduced into the anterior chamber. My plan is to rotate the nucleus after introducing the phaco needle, and here it goes. The tip of the phaco needle enters into the anterior chamber with its bevel towards the lens mass. Some superficial cortical lens matter is removed, and the nucleus is rotated. And now the handpiece is turned. The bevel of the phaco needle is now towards the cornea, and now the cataractous mass is divided into some pieces, holding the nucleus with adequate vacuum. If the nucleus is medium density or soft, low vacuum is used to hold the nucleus. If the nucleus is very hard, we can hold the nucleus with high vacuum. In this case, the cataractous lens is not very hard. It is soft. It is grade 3 or even grade 2 or grade 2 plus. So we don't need high vacuum for this case. In this case, ultrasonic energy used is 55%, flow rate is 40, and vacuum is 350 millimeter of mercury. And this is the last bit of epinucleus. Yes. And now some visco is applied in the anterior chamber. In this case, I am going to use bimanual irrigation aspiration. for cortical cleanup. First, irrigation to loosen the cortex. Irrigation is from the right side port, aspiration from the left, and the cortex is removed. It is very easy to remove the cortex using bimanual irrigation aspiration. There is some cortex remaining at 2 o'clock. Irrigation is from that side, aspiration from the other side port, and this subincisional cortex is removed. And now, in this case, we have selected a hydrophobic acrylic intraocular lens from Hoya. This is a beautiful preloaded system. The cartridge goes into the anterior chamber through a 2.8 millimeter incision, and if the incision is 2.2 millimeter, the lens can be delivered wound assisted. Here the tip goes into the anterior chamber and the lens can be delivered in the capsular bag very easily. And then the Sensky hook is used to rotate the nucleus to check whether the haptic optic junction is behind the anterior capsular rim or not. If we can hook the rhexis margin at the haptic optic junction, it means the intraocular lens is in the capsular bag. And now whatever visco is there behind the lens, in front of the lens, in the anterior chamber angle, in the anterior chamber, all the visco is removed by bimanual irrigation aspiration. We have to spend some time to remove visco. These lenses, these preloaded lenses, have to be delivered by screwing, and 2 hands are required for that. So visco is used to fill up the anterior chamber. Hydroimplantation is difficult. However, we can use an AC maintainer and do hydroimplantation. Now this is the final lavage of the anterior chamber by the Simcoe cannula itself. I am dialing the lens. The optic of the lens is overlapped by the haptic in most of the parts. So the size of the rhexis is about 5.5 millimeter. Thank you very much for your attention. Hope this video will help you in developing your surgical skills.